Hello and welcome to the Flame Tree Myth and Fiction podcast.
Every week we're going to be reading wonderful stories from the past and from the present.
There are lots of elements to this podcast, although its fundamental purpose is to tell stories, tell great stories. I think it's a really interesting project because we've spent many years, about 10 years now, receiving submissions for all of our various different short story markets. Open submissions basically means you're not using an intermediary to submit, and that for the period of a submission window, we will accept any submission that conforms to whatever it is that we ask. So there's no other layer of filtering going on, except that we then need to read all the submissions and make decisions. But it does mean that if you're, let's say, a famous writer or a new writer, if you're a writer from America or the UK or from Greece or from the Congo, then you have an equal chance because it's the story that really matters. And that's very, very important philosophically to us about why we do these sorts of books. Whether it's the newsletter or our Gothic fantasy titles or our new Beyond and Within series or our horror short stories.
Should we explain who we are?
Probably.
We are the Myth and Fiction podcast team.
I am B.
I'm Olivia.
And I'm Nick. I do want to just say one thing, which is just about the mythology end of this, because for us, the myths are part of the distant past story. And from my point of view, I always feel that mythology is very much part of humankind trying to get to grips with the world as they see it. All modern horror, fantasy and science fiction and speculative fiction has its roots all the way back to these fantastic myths. This podcast, we hope, will represent all of that storytelling tradition.
And they can be really inspiring for new writers as well, right? With our Myths, Gods and Immortals series, where we choose a mythological figure, and that inspires brand new stories, which are kind of grounded in the original myths.
Yeah, exactly. So Medusa, and Odin and Aphrodite and Loki, exactly, yes. So lots to look forward to.
Yeah, lots of speculative fiction. All the sci-fi, horror, fantasy stories that we publish as well. Not just myth and folklore, but...
That's right.
new takes on present day. So we have a few stories that we've got coming up. We've got He Will Hear Us Coming by Anna Seigelhoff, Makisha in Time by Rachel Gray Jones, A Poison of Bodies Beneath the Water by Spencer Rory.
We've got Ramsey Campbell's No Strings Attached.
So we've been talking to people, haven't we, at various conventions?
We have. We've been to Worldcon, Novacon, and we're going to be at London Book Fair next week.
We spoke to Rachel K. Jones, Anna Smith-Spark, Anna Taborska, Shona Kinsella,
Alan Stroud and Anna at
Novacon.
Novacon. And also we've got some exciting stuff coming at the London Book Fair as well.
So we're speaking to Maria Reagan and Paul Kane. We're speaking to Fee Castro. We'll also be talking to Dr. Emmeline Godfrey and Professor Patrick Parender, who are the editors of the upcoming collection of Catherine Wells's writing called The Open Heart, which is very exciting because it's the first time one of her novellas is being published. And she is the wife of H.G. Wells.
Yes.
For those that don't know.
A neglected figure, really. Not particularly because he was so horrible, but just he was so famous and so foundational that her own work was just swamped by the scale of his work. So it's exciting to bring that up. Okay, so I think that might be it.
That's it.
All right.
That's what we're doing.
Yeah.
Looking forward to the first one.
Yes.
Me too.
We're all looking forward to the first one. We shall see you then.
Bye.
Bye.